Welcome to Realistic Bedtime Stories. My name's Will D. Welcome to the art of floundering in spankies, puppets, and comics. Late night live stream. Realistic Bedtime Stories, man. Let's begin our first one. Knuckles. Well, let's just say Knuckles was a prodigy, man. On the streets, everybody said, you know that Nucky? If he keeps it up, he's going to really grow up to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest clown of all time. And Nucky worked hard, man. Got himself a full ride to Atlantic City Clown College. And wouldn't you know, senior year, Nucky was getting ready to graduate. Some come loud. And valedictorian was right around the way. And Nucky was getting ready to have his dream, man. Graduate from the most prestigious clown college known to the world. Nucky was asked, man. Nucky, you're the top student. Getting ready to graduate, some cum laude, valedictorian. What say you participate in this family-friendly clown show? And so Nucky decided, sure, man. But wouldn't you know what happened, man? Nucky got tempted by grass. Hey, we got somebody watching. What's up, man? What you're looking is Knuckles the Clown. And all of a sudden, man, right before the show, this girl came up to Knuckles and said, hey, do you like to do the pot? Nucky couldn't say no, man. And he started to blow grass. Wouldn't you know, he was on a marijuana trip, man. And right before the show, man, hey, Nucky, you're not looking right. Are you sure you're okay to perform? Nucky went on, man. In the middle of that marijuana trip, he stumbled and fell, and all his pot paraphernalia tripped him up, man. The audience was traumatized. They were crying. Next thing you know, man, Nucky was called before the academic review board. Knuckles? We could not have a degenerate represent Atlantic City Clown College. It's obvious the pot is more important than clowning, so you're expelled. And that's the story of Knuckles. And I can't clown you, because he's a clown college dropout. You know what Nucky would say? Golly gee whiz, if I paid attention to my authority figures, maybe I'd be a clown instead of a clown college dropout. But I couldn't say no to a little bit of the pot. And all next thing you know, I was in the middle of a marijuana trip. Well, that's what happens, man. We'll get to another story here in a second. It's not all about clowns, man. The name of this story is called The Tinder Date. I hope you enjoy it. The Tinder Date. Hey man, I'm Chad. Wait. Hey man, I'm Chad. I like Harleys, man, and old ladies that know their place. Sure, I'm divorced, man, but the bitch had problems, see? I got my hog and my hunting, yeah. I'm looking for a gal. I don't know, an old fashioned gal. Someone who I can settle down with, you know. I'm a really family friendly kind of guy. I'm not into one night stands, man. No, that's not me. After all, this is Tinder, man. This is for classy people. That was Chad's profile. Now it's time for Karen. Hi, my name's Karen. My friends put me up to this. I suppose if I had to describe myself, it would be, I don't know, fun. But I'm not some floozy. No, I'm not a one night stand, and I'm not your cougar. So Karen and Chad met, man, at the local Applebee's, dude. And so Karen shows up a little bit early. She's all excited. Chad pulls up, decides to bang a couple tabs of weed, you know, so he's dropping like 8 tabs of fucking purple THC indica microdot tabs. And as he's flying on his marijuana trip, he goes, wow, man, she looks a lot older than her pictures. And Karen looks at Chad and goes, wow, he's a lot shorter than the 6'5" he said he was. He looks like he's 5'9". So they go to sit down, and Chad decides to quickly go to the bathroom, and he goes, hey, doll, I'll be right back. I gotta go pinch a loaf. Okay, said Karen. But that was just a front because Chad was a marijuana addict, see? And so Chad started chopping up lines of marijuana right there in the bathroom. I can't help it, man, said Chad. Sure, you may think I'm an addict, but I need it, man. I need it. And so Chad started snorting up lines of marijuana right there in the bathroom. So he gets back to the Tinder date, dude. They order their meal. Karen fucking orders appetizers, which immediately pisses Chad off, man. Hey, he thinks, what kind of broad is this man to order appetizers on the first date? I even got a fucking hand job, thought fucking Chad on his Tinder date. Everybody, this is the Tinder date bedtime story for Karen and Chad. Don't worry, it picks up. So Chad decides he got done reading a couple articles in Cosmo, man. So he decided, hey, I know how to handle this because he's on a marijuana trip and he can't carry on a conversation. So he looks at Karen and he goes, hey, why don't you talk about yourself? I can listen to you talk about everything, including all of your mental baggage. Just then, Karen regurgitated every fucking thing that was on her fucking mind without a fucking filter, just going on and on and on. After a while, it sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher to Chad. Womp, 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 womp. And as Chad was flying on his marijuana trip, he realized, although he was incredibly high and incapable of carrying on a rational conversation, that did not matter because Karen had the fortitude to talk about herself for fucking ever. Walk, 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 walk. And every once in a while, when there was a pause, Chad would just say, "Yeah, man, that's heavy." And then she walk, 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 walk. "Yeah, man, that's heavy." And then when she finally stopped to fucking order dessert, "Yes," said Karen, "I'll have dessert. Why don't we not split one and order?" So she orders fucking two different desserts for her and one for Chad, man. Chad's like going like, "What the fuck's going on, man?" He doesn't know what to do. Karen goes, "So, what do you think about what I said?" Karen said to Chad. Then Chad couldn't help himself because he was on a marijuana trip. Chad goes, "I'm sorry there, toots. I was too busy checking out your tits to pay attention to anything you had to say." Just then, Karen goes, "Well, you fucking rat fake snapperhead bastard. You're..." And then she fucking laughed him. Chad said, "Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna fucking pay the tab and go shoot up with my marijuana needle and listen to acid rock that encourages deviant behavior." On the way to his fucking car, Karen goes, "You don't look right to drive. You're on the pot." He goes, "Well, I'll just call a fucking Uber." Karen goes, "No, even though you're degenerate, I'm a good girl. I'll give you a ride home." So on the way home, Karen couldn't help notice the bulge in Chad's pants. "Oh my," said Karen. "That looks rather uncomfortable." As she looked down, Chad adjusted the bulge. "Sorry there, doll. That's just my marijuana cigarette." "Oh, Chad, I didn't know they were that big." Just then Chad said, "Hey, look, Karen. Why don't you just lighten up and give me a ride? You're a good girl, and I'm only interested in bad girls. Get it?" Just then Karen thought, I can change him. Sure, he's a degenerate user of the pot, but I think in time I can change him. He treats me like dirt, but that's probably my fault, thought Karen. Just then Karen said, "So you telling me all it would take is for someone to smoke your marijuana cigarette and you would think they're okay?" "Yeah, man, I'm looking for a girl to smoke my marijuana cigarette." Just then Karen pulled the car over, dude. And she fucking unzipped fucking Chad's pants, pulled him down, adjusted him, thereby revealing his fucking huge, thick marijuana cigarette, dude. Karen was like, "I don't know." Chad was like, "Go ahead. Why don't you smoke on that for a while?" And as Karen was smoking on the marijuana cigarette, Chad was like, "That's right, baby. That's right. Smoke that marijuana cigarette." And she kept going like, "It's so big. I never knew marijuana cigarettes were this big. Am I doing it right?" Chad goes, "Yeah. But you know what? It'd be a lot better if you quit talking and just smoked the marijuana cigarette." And as Karen was smoking the marijuana cigarette, man, Chad said, "Hey, I got an idea." Karen said, "What's that?" "Now that you're flying high on the narcotics," she goes, "I really am. Why don't we go back to my pad and do sexy time?" Karen, who is now under the influence of the narcotic the pot, thereby incapable of having any semblance of rational thought, decided to fuck chastity. That was not fucking cool. You know what, Chad? You're right. I think chastity's fuddy duddy. I want to be one of the cool kids and engage in deviant sex while flying high on the pot. Right on, Karen. I got some marijuana poppers, man. They'll help when I'm. They'll help. Does anybody even listen to this shit? They'll help, man. I'm gonna check chat in a second. They'll help when I'm doing you dog style. And as they go to do sexy time, man, Chad goes, "Hey, can I film it?" Karen, still under the impacts of the narcotic to pot and unable to think clearly, said, "Sure, why not?" And while Chad got done, "Yeah, yeah, I'm getting ready to drop my load, Karen. Oh, I'm a filthy pig, Chad. Do it. Drop your load all over my back. Shoot your malt. Shoot your malt," said Karen. "Yeah, Karen, I'm gonna shoot my malt. I'm dropping it all over your back. Said Chad. And when they were done, man, Chad was still high. And Karen goes, "Hey, make sure you delete that video." "Yeah, no problem." Chad accidentally hits the wrong button, man. He uploads it to Pornhub. Next thing you know, man, Karen can't get a respectable job. Nobody will talk to her. Now, the only place she can fit in is with the dregs of society on the hemp stro of America. "Golly gosh," said Karen. "Maybe if I wouldn't have blown grass and listened to that pot deviant, I wouldn't be known for the girl that took all that malt on her back on porn fans. I'd be known as a good girl." So let me ask you guys something, man. I mean this. No bullshit aside, sure, sure. Tonight's been a little bit out there, but let me ask you a question. And I want you to look in the mirror real quick, everybody. Take time out, look deep within yourself, man. I'm getting ready to ask this question. No one has to know the answer. So do you still think marijuana is harmless? Well, do you? Huh? Junkie? Pot junkie? Do you? See, hey, I got an idea. Instead of doing the right thing for society, I'm gonna snort marijuana tabs like Knuckles the Clown College Dropout. Hang on, hang on. Oh, Shimmer, peace and love, man. Okay, let's do another. What's another? Okay, let me see here. Okay, so I'm sorry that got a little graphic, and the only reason it got graphic is not because I want to be crude. It's because I'm I'm a giver, man, and I think the only way to really get people to understand what this thing could do, pot, grass, the chronic, um, is to know the depths of the depravity, man. I can't sugarcoat it. Well, Barbie, she's not living the dream. In fact, Barbie is a weed fiend. Next thing you know, Barbie's on the hamstro, trying to get a fix on. Yeah, come on, everybody. And super duper peachy keen kid. He's super duper high, and it's peachy keen, kids. Gee golly whiz. Where did all the heroes go, man? They're all blowing grass. It's a sad, sad day, man. You know, that's the thing. I got hurt in 2016 pretty bad. Long story short, I was kind of out of commission for about 7.5 years. So didn't really do much of keeping up on current events. And so the first time I watched the news since August of 2016 was Christmas Day 2043. It's when I had my spine surgery, was able to change my life. But anyway, I remember watching the news and I was looking out there and I was looking at all the discord and chaos. And I was like, wow, man, I've got this gift. I've got this second chance of life. You know, sure, I was a real big selfish douchebag before the accident, but all that pain changed me. It softened my heart. It made me able to see people for being good as opposed to looking at everybody as bad. I started seeing people as essentially good. I'm like, what can I do with this gift that I've been given? And I look at the news and I see that there's no shortage of places that I can help. And then about 2 weeks later, I was discharged from the hospital and I'm driving from the University of Colorado. I'm not driving, somebody's driving me. From Denver, from the Spine Center, back to Colorado Springs. And it was the first time because I wasn't in pain that I was able to observe my surroundings. And I was like, wow, those are mountains. They're beautiful. Wow, this is going to be wonderful to see the world without pain. And I looked at the brilliant sunlight and all the beautiful surroundings. But then I noticed something, man. Some people call it urban blight. I call it the pot taking over. As I saw dispensary after dispensary and marijuana needles littering the street, man. I knew right then, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Sure, there's a lot of other problems I could be focusing on, but problem number one is this: people deciding that, hey, I know better than my authority figures, and instead of obeying the rules, okay, obeying the rules and doing the correct things, I'm going to act out and be a deviant. And my first act of rebellion will be snorting lines of the pot. Next thing you know, you're starting to go like, I really like doing creative things more than being productive in my job. And then you start getting all unrealistic. You know, maybe I could work less. You know, no, that's not the right answer. You're not gonna. It's foolish. It, spend your life. Oh, I'm gonna spend my life creating. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Is that really? Is that really how this? No. Let's come down from the clouds, man, and get with the gosh darn program. Do you think if Nucky stayed, he wouldn't be a clown college dropout? But look at him now. He's working a dunk tank for a traveling circus, man. That's right. Yo, look, Nucky's practicing. Yo, somebody flips off Nucky. Yo, is that your IQ or your sperm count? Hey, fuck you, you clown college dropout. Hey, yo, fuck you. I may be a clown college dropout, but at least I'm some fucking needle dick that can't hit the fucking dunk tank thing, said Nucky to the fucking fan. Gee whiz, Nucky. Just then, so Nucky's working the dunk tank. If he followed the rules, and that's the thing, man. And that's what hit me. That's how I can help, man. And rest assured, man, I'm not in this for me. No, I no, I care too much about people, dude. You know, this is not about me. This is about okay. I'm gonna kind of get dark, man. Tell you a story. There's a time, you know, before my accident, long time ago. I'll be 60, man. So God, we're talking 40 years ago. I was um I was doing the pot, man, because I was hanging out with these dirt bags. That we were in a band, and we just celebrated pot culture. And what that meant was we'd wake up and do the pot. We wouldn't work. We'd go play music, do the pot, and then engage in deviant sex. Well, one morning after a real bad marijuana trip, and where I blacked out from the pot, which I started doing, it happens, man. So as I was performing, I was on a marijuana trip and I was talking to machine elves, man. And I was like, oh no, I'm trying to rock out, dog. And the machine elves are fucking me up. And next thing I know, I went into black. I don't know what happened. But I woke up the next morning, dude. And I was like, yeah, it looked like there was a serious party. There was marijuana needles on the floor of my bedroom. I had like an old CD with marijuana lines on it. You see what I'm saying? I had a marijuana spoon because I was freebasing it. I had some kind of weird marijuana opium den thing going on. And I got up and I'm like, wow, man, maybe just maybe I need to slow down, right? On the pot. I didn't realize I had a disease. But then I looked at my bed. I'm not proud of this, dude. But there was like three naked women. And it was pretty obvious um, that we had engaged in sexy time, all of us together, doing disgusting, deviant things, man, that go against all of Heavenly Father's teachings. Okay? And then the thing that really got me, and to this day, man, I don't know their names. That's how dark this narcotic is, dude. It took me on a blackout, and I was so tripped out on the pot that I thought it was a good idea to have sexy time with three women. I don't even know their names. You know, I go to now when I give talks at Potaholics Anonymous meetings, and I get that story. I get that story to show how dark this thing can get, man. I mean, this shit plays for keeps, dude. But luckily, I was struggling, dude. I knew I was struggling, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm sick of the marijuana blackouts, the marijuana texting in the middle of the night. You know, hey man, I'm flipping out on a narcotic to pot. Why don't you come over for a quickie? Yeah. And I black out and I have to wake up in the morning and go like, oh no. I get all these text messages. Don't ever contact me again when you're on the pot. You're like a different person. So I didn't know what to do, man. And somehow I came through the doors of Potaholics Anonymous. And at first, man, I thought, no, I'm not like these people. Then I realized I am. I'm a potaholic. It's okay. It's a disease, man. Okay? You wanna laugh and judge? I'm telling you, I got a disease. All right? I'm potaholic. Potaholic. Okay? There's no cure for it. So laugh all you want, haters. I'll go about my way with my incurable disease. And I thought, well, shit, dude. If I got this incurable disease, I'm probably going to be like one of the many people in this country that goes into marijuana overdose and they go to the ER and they die. Did you know that over 8 billion people a year die in this country alone from marijuana overdoses? Good luck trying to get an ER room, right? Like if you got a heart attack, good luck, man. Especially if it's like a Friday, Saturday, or like a holiday or something when people are like, oh, let me engage in more pot than normal. And they flatline on the shit. And they go, look, I'd like to help your father with the fucking cardiac arrest he's having. But we got too many people that are flatlining on the pot, man, to help them out. So yeah, this shit's for real, man. And I'm not here to jive you. I'm here to just lay facts, dude. You know, 8 billion a year, this country alone, man. So, you know, I'm trying to save lives, dude. It's I forgot what I was talking about, so I'm trying to like take my time so my brain kind of like clicks in. I seem to do a lot of that, man. I don't know why that could be. I have these memory issues. I don't know. But look, let's get back to it's. This isn't about me. All right. This is about the disease, man. Yeah, I have a disease, dude. It's potholism. A lot of people have it. They don't know it. I know it. I accept it. The pot has made me powerless, dude. I turned my life over to Potaholics Anonymous. I said, hey, I give. And they said, well, look, man, great, you got a disease. There's no cure. I'm like, well, fuck, what am I going to do? And they go, well, luckily, man, it can be managed. Really? How's that? Well, we got these 12 steps, dude. You work these 12 steps, you get a sponsor, you get a higher power. So I got lucky, dude. And I may lose some of you on this, man. But there was this cat in Potaholics, a meeting. It was speaker night, man. It was like my first month. I got my desire chip. Hey, my name's Will D, and I'm a potaholic. Hi, Will D, and I have a desire to turn my life over to the 12 steps, man, and 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 be sober from the pot today. Yeah, here's your chip. Wow. And if you wait 30 days, you'll get your 30-day chip, man. And I was all excited, man, because it took about 3 weeks for the marijuana withdrawals to kind of wear off. I almost had to go to a methadone clinic, dude. But that wasn't hard enough to 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 put I mean, if you gone through marijuana withdrawals, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, you'll do anything, sniff gas, whatever it takes, man, to kind of like keep those withdrawals from going crazy. But after 3 weeks, I felt kind of straight in my head, man. And I'm there in that Potaholics meeting. I'm going like, hey, you know what? Maybe if I find a sponsor and a higher power, dude, this thing could work. Because I'm digging the 12 steps. I really dig the message that I'm a broken piece of shit, lying fucking scumbag, man, not worthy of fucking anything with no hope, man, except Potaholics Anonymous, dude, right? So that lets me know that, yeah, sure, I'm all these fucking horrible things, man, but luckily, you know, Potaholics Anonymous will keep me from being that person. It's not a cult. So at this meeting, man, It's like, hey, everybody, tonight's speaker meeting. And the cat comes out. He goes, hey, I'm so and so, and I'm a potaholic. Hey, so and so. And he starts laying his story out, man. And he's like talking about, like, he was like really doing, he was into some bad shit, man. And it just kind of got to him because he took a look around and he's like, I'll tell you who he was, man. Guy's named Satan. It was Satan. I'm in the same home group in Potaholics Anonymous as Satan. I don't really like to talk about it because, even though it's his first name, a lot of people, it's like saying Cher, or Madonna, you know. It's like, Satan doesn't have a last name, so I can't say it's like, Satan W, Satan Jones, you know, Satan Smith, Satan S. So, it was Satan. And he's like, hey, man, I'm Satan. I'm potaholic. Hey, Satan. Thanks to the 12 steps of my higher power, man, I've been able to stay off this narcotic, the pot, for quite some time, man. And I'm one grateful potaholic. Yeah, Satan, yeah. And I'm here to tell you about my story of faith, hope, and recovery, man. And just then, man, Satan he captivated me. You know something, gang? The first time I I injected the pot, man, I realized I had problems because I felt more comfortable in my own skin. I was able to talk to people, I felt okay around the girls, not as awkward. And that was the good news. The bad news was I couldn't stop using. That's right. Anyway, Satan talked about how he kicked it, dude. And at the end of the meeting, I said, hey, Satan, I, I'd like to ask you to be my sponsor. He goes, well, dude, you know, that's flattering and all, but I'm a little disappointed. I'm like, what do you mean, man? You're talking about all that unconditional love jive during your talk. He goes, well, I am Satan, and sure, I could sponsor you, but there's something else you need besides 12 steps. And I looked and I'm like, you're right, Satan. I never looked at it that way. And Satan said, hey, pal, I can be your sponsor, but don't you think I also need to be your higher power? And I'm like, Satan, I can't. I don't know, man. I've never been one that's been able to believe, man. I mean, I've just never been a person of faith. And that's when Satan told me it was okay, it was safe, man. He told me that I was carrying a burden, a load. And he told me it was okay to come unto him, man. And I did. I came on to Satan right there. The Potaholics Anonymous meeting, man. I said, Satan, I know we're in the middle of a Potaholics Anonymous meeting, but I don't think this could wait. He goes, I'm not embarrassed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. That's quite a load you're carrying. You got to drop it sooner or later. Now's as good a time as any. And I'm like, really, Satan? And Satan said, come unto me, man, and bring upon me that load. Drop it upon me. And it come to pass that I went on Satan and in front of everybody, I said, everybody, I can't take it anymore. It's going to look a little strange, but I don't care. Satan says, okay, I'm taking my load to him. And he's going to take all of it. And you're going to see it right here, right now. And they watched with wide eyed excitement, fear, disgust, the whole range of human emotions. But it didn't matter because, yeah, that was a huge load that I dropped on Satan, man. I was like, wow, holy cow, Satan. Are you sure it was okay? Satan was like, okay. I've been waiting for you to drop that load for some time. Dropping loads for Satan. Better stop the hating. This is 2025 and Satan phobia. It's a bunch of jive. Come on. All right. It's late. I was going to be serious for a second. Maybe not. We're going to have a serious channel. I'm going to, real quick, this particular channel I'm keeping. But there is other things that I do, and I kind of don't want to cross this particular stream with this other thing. So I will say I have another channel. I believe I'm calling it just Art of Floundering. This is called Art of Floundering Podcast and Spanky's Puppets. There's another YouTube channel just called Art of Floundering. I think I've got 6 subscribers. I've only got one video uploaded. But I'm getting ready to do a podcast series that will not be puppets, that will not be, but it's going to be called The Testimony of a middle school study hall supervisor. And it's about working with at-risk youth and the things that yours truly has learned these past 7 months in working with all that hippie stuff I told you guys. I decided, okay, there was this job that nobody wanted, working with people that nobody wanted. And I said, I'll do it. It'll be fun. So I'm going to talk about it, but not on this, because out of respect to that, it needs to be separate. I can't be like, puppets, banging one another, smoking the pot, and talking about this other stuff. It's kind of disrespectful to the topic. So I want to keep it separate. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to start recording that this week. And then, with that said, I don't really have much else to say except Knuckles says goodnight. I'd play a song, but I'm too tired, man. But maybe I'll do this. Heavenly Father, in the sky, am I apostate? Or am I just high? Look at these streets, man. What do you see? Nothing but despair, misery. Is your doctrine? I don't understand. Is it unconditional love? Or part of your plan? It's a Skid Row Hotel on the edge of town. It's got free HBO Wi-Fi. Good times going down. And Rocket likes to hang there when he's skipping school. He's fronting, breaking all the rules. He's got a dad doing time. Kansas City. His mom's on the H. And all that nitty gritty. But despite that, Ryger don't want to settle down. Alright, enough. Good night, everybody. Peace and love.